lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome everybody to the Icon Cup Series live from Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm Alan Bergen, alongside me Shane Cochran and the Tony Trapazzo Memorial Studio just south of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm from St. Louis, Shane's from Richmond, Virginia. And Shane, this is going to be jet planes and a gymnasium tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be phenomenal. Always great racing here at the last great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway. It's just going to be fun. Probably going to be some cautions. I think you got to be prepared for that, but it's all going to be about track position and being able to find that low line pass or that high line wall ride that gets you what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get ready to go over our starting lineup here tonight. Maybe. There's our grid. Buddy Smith's going to get the pole here tonight with Bentley Glazer starting to his outside. Jonathan Duncan starting in that third spot. Braxton Deweese on a hot streak here tonight, starting in fourth. Cody Neal will start fifth, while Charlie Widener will roll off sixth. Rolling off seventh tonight, the Rocket Zach Lockett will roll off seventh. Eighth will go to Kendall Leveron. Charles Woods will roll off ninth. Charles Van will start in that 10th position. Nathan Finnegan will start 11th, while Michael Taylor rolls off in that 12th position. Rolling off 13th will be Waylon Turner out of Great Lakes Racing, while Travis Gilbert will start 14th. Kevin Gunther will start 15th. Brad Delph will start in that 16th position. Starting 17th tonight on the grid will be Charles Camburn, while Sean Patton will start in that 18th position. Sean Purcell will start 19th, while Nathan Brazowski will start in that 20th position. Jeff Dillon out of Dillon Motorsports will start 21st, while Ethan Van Colley will roll off 22nd. Jacob Smith will roll off 23rd, while Brock Hersley, he'll roll off 24th. Going a little bit deeper in the field, Kyle Purcell will roll off 25th, while Michael Jennings will roll off 26th. Evan Petico will start 27th, while John McNeil will start 28th. 29th will go to Patrick Colby, while Kyle Diaz will start 30th. Cody Eldred will start 31st, while Adam Ball will start 32nd. Robert Bloom will roll off 33rd. 34th will go to Anthony Teseo. Steve Tuck will roll off 35th, while Ray Lane will roll off 36th. And that will round out your 36-car starting field here tonight as we get ready to rock and roll here. What a night we're going to have. What an afternoon we're going to have here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Brian Smith, Bentley Glazer getting ready to roll off here and get this party started as Barney's got the flag stand in hand. 300 laps of thunderous action from Thunder Alley coming right at you just here in a second. As Barney's got the green flag in hand. And just like so many other fans here, we wait for the cars. There we go. And here comes the pace car. Off turn number 4 through the Geico restart zone. We are racing here at Thunder Alley. Brian Smith off to a great start here as he leads lap number 1 over Bentley Glazer.
Just love hearing these cars zoom around here at this half-mile track. Such high banking. A lot of lines to use, although it looks like the bottom line is where everyone wants to be so far tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say that, you know, Brian Smith, Charles Woods, Mr. Patton gonna go quick time there with a 14.82. Well, we got a trouble already. We got a car going for the slide for life. Whew. There's gonna be a lot of action. Stage 1's going to end at lap 50. Stage 2's going to end at 175 here tonight. So 300 laps, 300 miles. Braxton DeWeese back here riding forth in that James on Main number 8. You know, last week we saw a good race at Darlington. A lot of domination going on there, but, you know, take us through last week's race while we're watching Braxton DeWeese.
Sorry, I was just looking. It looks like Jacob Smith already on pit road, a couple laps down with a meatball flag. He's having some trouble already this race. There's too much action on the track.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, last week we were at Darlington. Nathan Finnegan brought it home, but we saw some good old school racing, some good throwback schemes. Finnegan started on the pole, led the first 43 laps, and the last 16, fighting off Brian Smith, who also led 66 laps. We had Travis Gilbert also battling up front and winning stage 1, but got a pit road speeding penalty early and then caught up in a wreck with just 15 laps to go. And then what started as a clean race finished up with a handful of cautions in the final stage, 7 overall. In the end, Finnegan and Smith both took 2 tires on the final pit cycle And that got them the track position they needed to hold off Ryan Patty, who finished third.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look at the weather here. Now that it's really going to matter because, you know, the track temperature is 100 degrees. That's the only temperature that matters. We're, you know, and nestled in the Smoky Mountains of, you know, East Tennessee, and 80 miles north of Bristol, Tennessee, sits Pigeon Forge, 79 degrees. So the humidity really doesn't matter. It's a partly cloudy sky. This is one of those tracks that'll just, Shane, it's going to wear you out. These guys at the end of this race, they're going to be gassed. The caution flags will come at a premium. So far through 16 laps, remaining green. And that just shows you the talent in this field.
Yeah, and it goes so fast. This track is so short that at this point, the leaders can actually see the tail end of the field already down the front stretch or the back stretch.
Yeah, and like I always say, Shane, I'm watching two parts of this race. One, I'm watching the leaders. Two, I'm watching the back end of the field. Because right now, the first car to go a lap down is John McNeil in that number 48 car. So, they're going to catch. It's not a matter of if they're going to catch the back of the field. It's going to be a matter of when they're going to catch the back of the field.
Absolutely. Take a look back to see maybe we could find what happened to Jacob Smith. It actually looks like maybe he had a connection issue. He was on track and then just relocated to the pits and hasn't come back out.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. 20 laps in, still caution free. On board is Bentley Glazer there, and that Mountain Dew on board as he's trying to work around John McNeil. John McNeil almost trying to race Bentley Glazer and keep from going further on. McNeilmedia.org is where you can find John McNeil. I guess it's a photography company. But nonetheless, here comes the 13 car. Jonathan Duncan now. He's going to go and try to get a 2-for-1 special.
No breathing room here at the front. Everybody seems to be matching the lap times, at least in the top 12 or so.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's nowhere to run, and there's certainly nowhere to hide. Want to give a shout out to the 4-time Illini 100 winner from last night, Mr. Brandon Shepard from New Berlin, Illinois. Got into a kerfuffle early on in his heat race, Shane, and then ended up just going on. It started almost towards the back of the field and went on a tear and drove that Rocket 1 house car to the front of the field and took the Illini 100 last night. So congratulations to Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, picking up another World of Outlaw late model win. Like Kyle Purcell on pit road. That number 38 car, Cody Neal back here, mired in that 11th position, battling Nathan Finnegan for the top 10. And you know what, Shane, it's almost like they want to kind of spread themselves out and kind of play, leapfrog, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're at the front, that sounds great. Let's just spread it out, take our time. If you're in the back getting lapped already, you're thinking, no, I got to figure something out. I got to find some raw speed or catch a caution here to reset.
Two drivers are now lapped down. Well, Jeff Dillon is 7 laps down. But ladies and gentlemen, Brian Smith is a coming. Robert Balloon goes a lap down. The next car in line for Brian Smith is Kyle Diaz. Kyle Diaz is going to move out of the way, and Brian Smith going to work the low line. Now, Shane, I did an NIS race here in the public forum, and I finished like, I don't know, 2 laps down, and somehow finished on the podium.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Yeah, you know.
Was Kyle Larson leading that one?
It felt like it.
The Xfinity race, man, he was smoking them.
It felt like it. Well, here's the thing too. That's where Kyle Larson's dirt track skills come into play pretty well. As he knows he can get wheels up, and Bristol is very much an up on the wheel track. It may be a half mile. These guys make it look extremely easy, but I mean it's tiring. And after 300 miles and 300 laps, these guys are definitely going to be gassed.
Absolutely. There's nowhere to hide here at Bristol, especially once the field gets spread out like this. There's always somebody on your front bumper and your back one. And if you're lucky, you've got someone on your inside, like Bentley Glazer here, trying to get past Waylon Turner.
You know why I always run the outside at places? Because when you hit the wall, it hurts a lot less.
But if the guy on the bottom hits the wall, he's going through you. As we
like
got the 48 car going around. Gets it straightened out, but that's going to be our first caution of the night.
Here it is. John McNeil. I feel like that was a little bit of netcode.
Yeah, that's what I saw on my screen too. The 46 car, Patton, was underneath of him.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have an 8-lap dash to the end of the stage.
No. All right. Well, no, the stage is 75.
Okay, 75.
So we've got a little bit of room here, but
Yeah,
you know,
we're wrong.
we do have 5 sets of tires tonight. So if you're in the back and you're worried about going a lap down, you could snag some tires here and try to get back up to the front. I'll tell you what, the question I have is, who is Jonathan Duncan in the 13 running third? I'm not familiar with that name, but he is having a great run here.
I got a feeling he's one of those short track specialists, if you will.
Must be.
Like a road course ringer. If Bristol was a dirt race, my iRating is probably just high enough, or someone could say, well, you know what, I'll put that Alan Bergen guy in a race car for me. Now, I do like the dirt version. I just hate the cars on I do like the dirt version of this race. But, the last time we ran dirt at Bristol, Superman, Jonathan Davenport, and I guess they listened to him because they're like, he's like, it's just a show. As it looks like we're going to get lined up 2 by 2. Noah's Ark style behind that Iracing.com Chevy Silverado. So lights are all out around the speedway. Brian Smith, Travis Gilbert will have control of the field. Travis Gilbert is very familiar at winning at Bristol and knows what it takes to get around this joint.
Yeah, looking back through the history here, the last 3 races Icons had at Bristol Motor Speedway, Brian Smith's won 2 of them. So he's certainly going to be the driver to beat here at the front as he pulls away one more time on that restart. Gets a pretty good jump ahead of Gilbert and Turner.
Travis Gilbert, Waylon Turner, former teammates in the series. Had a little split up action going on. Braxton DeWeese going to the outside, running that Kyle Larson line. Oh, that's what you got to be careful about when you're running the high line. A lot of the drivers will take the traditional line and flip the car out to the outside line.
Oh, another caution.
Charlie Wyden.
95 car.
Ooh, yeah, help.
Wrong place at the wrong time. A couple cars involved there. And he caught the tail end of it. I think Camburn might have gotten the worst of that wreck. He's got a meatball flag now.
It's a self-cleaning racetrack for a reason.
Yeah, and if for anyone not familiar, the meatball flag is when you have so much damage that the stewards in NASCAR force you to come down pit road and fix it before you come back out on the track. So you kind of have no choice but to come down and get some very lengthy repairs done.
Now that I'm corrected, we're 25 laps away from the end of stage number 1. 50 laps are in the book, and 300 laps are going to go by quickly. Only under a second caution for cause here tonight. We're not doing too bad right now, considering that we got 100 and, I'm not even trying.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Bristol, I would judge the race more by the radio chatter than the number of cautions, because you're going to have the cautions.
A lot of spiciness going on race radio.
Right, if you can avoid the kind of personal attacks and arguments and things over the radio, I think you're having an okay race. Haven't really heard much chatter yet here tonight.
Yeah.
Although my league was at Bristol 3 weeks ago, and we certainly had some post-race discussions.
Dude, okay, so when you're at Bristol, did the drivers get spicy, Shane?
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm ashamed to say I actually was disqualified for too many incident points myself. So it was a rough night for me.
Yeah, you're 100% correct, and as those lights are out on that iRacing.com base car and around the speedway here. Shane, I got a little bit of trivia for you, since last night was the World of Outlaws Spring Classic here at the I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. The first time that the World of Outlaws came to Bristol, Tennessee, who won the prelim night and who won the finale night?
I mean, I don't follow a lot of World of Outlaws, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was maybe Christopher Bell or Kyle Larson, because I know those guys race all kinds of stuff and have tons of speed at a track like Bristol.
I will give you a hint on the first one. This driver drove the 38 car in the Xfinity Series.
Ooh. Yeah, I think you stumped me tonight, Alan.
So Tyler Walker, and if you have the PlayStation 2 version, he's on the cover. Tyler Walker won the prelim night, and Sammy Swindell won the A-Main on the second night. That was the first time they put dirt on Bristol.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we saw some dirt thrown down. I kind of miss it now, but the concrete always puts on a good race too. So
the drivers don't. The drivers don't miss it.
Here, Nathan Finnegan dropping low on the 78. Not going to force the issue just yet. Maybe get a little more breathing room as Smith tags the wall just a little bit.
And
able to clear him.
I saw Kevin Gunther get a little bit sideways. Maybe he thought it was dirt for a minute.
Oh, we've got a car going around.
And that's going to be yellow.
Looks like Levron and then number 2.
Catches the wall. And, and that's the thing, is that wall kicks out. So let's do this. Let's go. Here we are breaking. So we're going to back this up to about right here. So here we are. And this wall almost, you just lose so much real estate. And then before Braxton Lewis knows it, Kendall Levron just coming down on him.
Yeah, and it's not like you can turn down to avoid a car on exit at Bristol. You're already committed to the throttle. You're already committed to your line. Deweese has nothing he can do about that one.
Yeah, I mean, Braxton Deweese is just a victim of circumstance. But no harm, no foul. A little bit of damage that doesn't really matter because aerodynamics does not come into play at this racetrack.
And that 8 car does have a good bit of damage on the front of the car.
As when we go back to green, Nathan Finnegan, last week's winner at Darlington. Brian Smith will line up on his outside. Travis Gilbert up 11 spots. Kevin Gunther up the same amount. Sean Purcell, though, he's up 14, and then you come all the way back to 9th. Adam Ball, Shane, continues to impress me week in and week out.
He's always there, always in the conversation for sure.
I just feel like he's one of those fly under the radar kind of guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's had the finishes he's really wanted. He's had a pole position, but only one top 10 all season. So really looking to find a way to finish strong at the end of these races and get the result that he's deserved.
We're going to get ready to go back to green. It's going to be Finnegan and Smith as they line up 2 by 2. Noah's Ark style behind that iRacing.com base car. If you like what you see here on Sunday nights, check out Shane and Mike the Money on Saturday night with the Elite Cup Series, the Elite Racing Cup Series, ECR, and WSRL on Tuesday nights with myself and Mike the Money as Nathan Finnegan, Brian Smith leading the field back to green flag racing here with 11 laps here in stage number 1.
We're really seeing that the leader just has such an advantage.
We got trouble.
Jump here. Oh, no.
And I really hope I just did not invoke the announcer's curse.
Seems like Turner and Cam Byrne involved in another one. Or no, I'm sorry. Cam Byrne is still recovering from that earlier wreck.
Well, they barely got through the gearbox.
Yeah, Turner was on the radio pretty upset about that one.
Let's see if we can see what happened here. It's like he
just kind of got squeezed into the wall by the 74. I'm not sure he knew he was there. Or Almost looked like maybe the 74 got a little loose and had to chase it towards the wall, and that squeezed on the one.
Here's a start again, looking at Sean Purcell in the 74 car. Oh, you know what? He did get a little loose.
Yeah, and I mean, the one was coming with such a run. You know, if you check your mirror coming out of the turn, you're not expecting him to be there that quick either.
I mean, the damage to that race car does not look too bad.
Both of those cars on pit road.
Yeah, no fast repairs in this league.
No, you gotta pay the price.
The damage that you take is the damage that you get is the damage that you take, if you will. Here we are rocking and rolling this lap number 75 here of 375 laps. We'll end the stage one.
You got a few takers on pit road, other than the ones that are down there for repairs.
Now I believe that we have the single pit road where you have to enter in turns 1 and 2 and drive all the way around the turns 3 and 4 if you want to exit.
That's true. Always under caution. That's the rule in here tonight, I believe. Even under green flag conditions, you got to do that. As Finnegan jumps back out to the lead. A little bit of shade here on the track as the sun's going down. Hiding behind those Appalachian mountains. Gilbert now around Smith on the outside. DeWeese following close behind him, and Zach Lockett dropping down low under DeWeese. He's going to take that 4th position.
And this is why Shane calls Zach Lockett the Rocket. The Rocket, Zach Lockett. Going to the inside of Brian Smith, looking underneath Travis Gilbert, maybe for a 2-for-1 special. But here he is running in that. Oh, give him 3rd just for a minute.
Yeah, so we do have a little bit of tire strategy playing out here. Finnegan and Lockett on slightly fresher tires than Gilbert and Smith.
He's going to get the 2-for-1 special this time by.
Not quite. He's going to try again. Might have to use a slide job to secure this P2.
And not quite a slide job. It's pretty textbook.
He's got it now. Now he's hunting down the 6 car. As we hit lap 75, this is the battle for the stage.
Travis Gilbert doing a little dirt tracking.
Saves it.
It's going to be close. Give stage 1 to Nathan Finnegan.
Great finish there.
Stage 1, Nathan Finnegan will take stage 1. The Rocket, Zach Lockett will take 2nd position. Stage, the 3rd position will go to Brian Smith. Evan Petico will finish 4th. 5th will go to Kevin Guthrie. Michael Jennings, 6th. Travis Gilbert, 7th. Jonathan Duncan, 8th. Braxton DeWeese, 9th. And the top 10 will be Adam Ball. We're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break of the night and catch our bus here at SRM Media. We're going to go side by side. You won't miss a thing, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm Alan Bergen. Alongside of me, my broadcast partner Shane Cochran. We're 91 laps into this race here. And Shane, this has been a barn burner so far, as we have a new leader, and that's Mr. Patton there in that number 46 car.
Yeah, some lively action continuing here. Patton staying out at last at the stage. He's showing what track position can do. His tires are only 15 laps older, and there were a couple cautions in there too, so not green flag laps, but he's really getting it done despite that damage on the front of the car. Still over a second lead ahead of Smith.
Yeah, Patton's all but checked out on Brian Smith. Nathan Finnegan running third. The Rocket, Zach Lockett, continues to run fourth. Well, Travis Gilbert out 9 spots. You know, probably the lowest that he's been in the running order here as of late. He's currently running in that 5th position. Just a little bit further behind these guys. Bentley Glazer in that number 87 car battling Adam Ball for a top 6 position. Glazer getting a little sideways there. We are close to our first 100 laps in the book.
Glazer not quite able to get in front of Ball. He's going to secure P6 as another yellow flag is out now. Oh, the 08 stopped up high. Michael Taylor.
See what happened. Charlie Widener going to get it to him. And,
oh.
I think that was a little bit of net code.
Hearing Widener claiming that on the radio. Really unfortunate for Taylor.
Oh boy. Here we are, 101 laps in the history book, working lap 102. Nathan Finnegan won. Nathan Finnegan currently running in that 4th position.
Yeah, 78 and a 6 on pit road. Not a ton of takers here. Maybe about half of the field deciding to come down.
Is this where they try to flip the stage?
I don't know if that's what they're going for. It might actually be a fuel play. If we were to go green, I think the fuel window is around 100 laps or so. So if you pit now, you could make it on one more stop, and as these cautions come out, just stay out and take the track position one by one. But I'm taking a risk getting back in this hornet's nest.
I tell you what I look forward to. So I would say this right now. The whole weekend, myself and Dave Regal, our very own Dave Regal, were bitter enemies. Call us frenemies, okay? And that's because his beloved Phillies came to St. Louis to play some baseball this weekend. St. Louis won the rubber match, if you will. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, we routed the Phillies 7-0. So I say that to say this. I'm getting ready, and I'm sure all eyes will be on Bristol Motor Speedway when the Cincinnati Reds take on the Atlanta Braves here in a couple short months.
Yeah, I've seen some football games here at Bristol. Excited to see some baseball. I don't know if they're going to be able to hit a home run over the grandstands or not, but we are back to green here as the 46 and the 93 lead us back. Adam Ball up high, trying to build some momentum around Travis Gilbert in the 22.
He's looking high. The Rock is Zach Lockett. He is currently running second. Travis Gilbert and Adam Ball drag racing around Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, Scott Patton is still leading this thing. Track position is king, and he's showing us that. As Gilbert looks to the outside of Lockett.
Oh, he's going to lead the door open. Here comes Travis Gilbert for the lead.
Not much he can do about that. Just trying to limit the bleeding at this point. We knew eventually those fresher tires would overtake the 46. Sure, he was hoping to get a few more laps before Gilbert could get around him.
Here comes Adam Ball going to the outside, pulling the power move on the Rocket, Zach Lockett. And ooh, that's so scary at a short track, especially like Bristol, when you got two cars battling side by side. Oh.
Yeah, we've seen a pretty good mix of high line and low line. In my experience, if you're able to run that low line the right way, that can save your right front tire as opposed to running up closer to the wall. But you're going to need a long green flag run for that to pay off. And you don't often get those at Bristol either.
No, you don't. It is very difficult. Oh, we got a car in trouble. And Cody Eldred. And Bentley Glazer going to finish off the 32 car, and around he goes.
And don't look now. I mean, we were just talking about Brian Smith and Finnegan playing pit strategy there. They are up in the top 7, both of them already.
You know, and I kind of expected those two to be in the mix at, you know, in the race tonight. And, you know, there's going to be times where they, you know, where they fall back a little bit, but usually with about 30 to go, they're usually right there.
Yeah, I mean, between the two of them, they've already led 76 laps tonight. And they're looking to do some more.
Under the 7th caution for calls here tonight, on lap 115. Wow, number 15. It's been a long day.
It's easy to get tripped up here at Bristol. There's so much happening so quick.
I mean, look, I've wadded up a couple cars here this week, too. I want to thank everybody for making the SRM and Icon Cup Series your entertainment destination here on a Saturday or Sunday night. Wow. You know, Shane, I was watching the Illini 100 and the announcer kept calling it Friday night. And I'm like, I appreciate adding days to my weekend, but I know it's still Saturday.
And that'll just throw you off for the rest of the weekend, too.
Right. Well, here we are, all lined up behind that Iracing.com pace car. Scott Patton, Travis Gilbert on your front row. Adam Ball has worked his way up to fourth. The Rocket, Zach Lockett will be the outside in third. Do the Geico restart zone, and Travis Gilbert on the button, and we're back to green flag race here, a lap number 118.
Yeah, another great jump by the leader. Like you said earlier, it really pays to be the leader on a restart. Keep that in your crew chief notebook for later in the race. If we get down to a green-white checker, there's just a huge advantage for the leader being able to get that jump.
On board with and okay. Let's see what happened to John McNeil.
Ooh.
Oh! Oi! John McNeil's
big-
already crashing, and then
Ooh. Hopefully not too much damage there for the 99.
it's a 5-yard penalty on the number 74 for the late hit.
I think that's 15. And he's out of here if it's targeting. But I don't think it was. I think that all those guys just trying to avoid. Yeah, two quick wrecks there for Cody Neal. Well, some bad Bristol luck here.
It looks like Travis Gilbert driving down to the inside. Driving on the apron a little bit. Patton currently runs second. The Rocket, Zach Lockett, continues to run third.
And there's Jonathan Duncan sitting in P4.
I don't know his stats, but I do know one thing. He qualified third, he's only down one spot.
Yeah, I'm checking his stats here on Sim Racer Hub. He's only run one race with Icon, and that was at Martinsville. He finished 22nd. So not a great finish there, but he's looking really good here tonight at Bristol, another short track.
As we get ready to come back to green flag racing, Travis Gilbert will lead the field down. The lights are out on the Iracing.com pace car and all around Bristol Motor Speedway.
One more time, back to green at Bristol. Travis Gilbert getting the jump, not as big as last one, but hey, he'll take it.
Oh, hang on there, boys.
Contact there.
Auto
Duncan coming with a load of steam on the outside. And I think that's a lot of what we've seen here tonight is, you take just barely the wrong line and the guy behind you gets a load of momentum and doesn't want to see that hole close up in front of them, and then that's how we've had a lot of contact here tonight.
Brian Smith goes fastest that time by with a 14.62. I mean, he's hauling the mail now.
Oh no, another caution. Bentley Glazer involved in that one.
You don't say. Let's see what happened to Bentley Glazer. And around goes the tin car. Oh,
Woo.
boy.
Oh, that was close. Some really good saves by a couple drivers behind this one. Yeah, kind of the same thing we saw on the caution or two before that. The driver on the inside drifts up a little bit, add in a little net code on top of it. Around they go.
It's a recipe that spells disaster. We're nearing the stage end.
We're crawling towards it. 20 laps to go here in stage 2.
Define crawl.
Well, we're getting there at pit road speed.
Yeah, the pit road is the pit road speed here at Bristol is a blistering 35 miles an hour. So Travis Gilbert
Even under caution, easy to go a lap down if you need to stay in your pits a little longer.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to take extended stay like Holiday Inn on pit road. But nonetheless, the lights are out on that Iracing.com pace car here on lap number 132. Travis Gilbert, Brian Smith will be on the front row. The Rocket, Zach Lockett, and Jonathan Duncan will be on the second row. Iracing.com pace car pulls off pit road one more time. We're back to green flag racing on lap 133.
Smith not letting Gilbert get away from him here on that restart, already to his bumper.
Ooh,
Oh.
Gilbert going to catch a little bit of the wall. Brian Smith going to the inside, taking the Johnsonville sausage machine to the front. They're going to drag race doing it John Ford style. Gilbert going to catch a little more of the wall. Here comes Jonathan Duncan for second position.
Yeah, I don't think the 22 appreciated that 78. The 22 fighting over that track position. Getting the 22 in the wall a little bit in that battle, but he's still holding on to P2. It's now Finnegan working his way up. P3 trying to under Duncan.
Did anybody tell you guys it's only lap 132?
At Bristol, I don't think it matters. It's always time to go.
It's funny because like that's chicken, it gets a lot of shorts.
Ooh, 13 able to keep it out of the wall. I thought he was going into it on that one.
That car is going to get tighter. Here, oh, here comes the 13 car. How are these guys side by side and able to stay off of one another?
Yeah, these guys really showing us how it's done. Racing hard, but racing clean. And the gap they have put on the field behind on the top 5, there's 2 seconds between first and fifth, and then there's another 5 seconds almost back to the rest of the pack.
Just amazing stuff that we're seeing here. As we're nearing the end of stage number 2. But that man right there, Brian Smith, is the show.
Really is putting on a clinic here, and as we're heading to the end of the stage, just 4 laps to go. Don't think anyone has anything for Brian Smith right now.
Well, this right here would be the nearest battle to him. And this is a 3-car battle for that second position. As Nathan Finnegan looking underneath Travis Gilbert for the lead here.
For second.
Yeah, this is for second.
They're fighting like it's for the lead, though.
They are doing that.
13 car kind of biding his time, trying to see which one of these guys is going to get the better run. I can follow him through. So we're on lap 150. This should be it. Oh, going to give him a little bit of the bumper.
There's the caution. Brian Smith's going to take stage number 2. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and step aside, take one more commercial break. We're going to go side by side. You want to stay here on SRM Links Media. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bristol as we are knee deep into stage number 3 now. Lap 164 of 300 scheduled to be run here. Patrick Colby, now your leader in that number 28 car, with Nathan Finnegan about a second back. There's your eyeball test, a little bit further behind them, with a whole kerfuffle of cars being led by the 13 car Jonathan Duncan.
Yeah, had a couple cars stay out here. Colby in the lead. He's holding on pretty well, but Brad Delph already dropped to 10th. He was on the same strategy, staying out on that last caution.
Yeah, and, you know, now we're going to see this race is going to take another turn this year. Racing not on dirt, but back on the concrete this year. And in the real world today, Kyle Larson ended up dominating this race here today, but nonetheless, right now it's all Patrick Colby.
It's really interesting. We've seen a couple guys stay out on older tires, and sometimes it works really well, and sometimes they just get blown by. Colby making this one last a few laps. He's led 16 laps now. Finnegan works him on the bottom.
Definitely holding his own.
Able to hold him off for a few more laps here.
And Colby going to catch a little bit of the wall. There comes Bentley Glazer. He's going to be bringing Brian Smith right along with him. I want to thank everybody for checking in here in the UT.com live chat. Cody Ellsberg and Animation Station talking about the league. Let's see here. Chris DeWeese cheering on Braxton as usual. There's Braxton DeWeese in that James on Main number 8.
Looks like he's able to get some repairs done earlier in the race. That car had the nose pushed in pretty good. It looks clean now.
It definitely. You know, he's sponsored by James on Main, but Friday night I got to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Or no, Baskin Robbins. Sorry, not Dunkin' Donuts. But Baskin Robbins. Oh, he gets a little bit loose.
Trying to get under Adam Ball. A lot of what we've seen all day. The bottom seems faster when you catch someone, but it's just really hard to complete the pass with the momentum they can keep on the high side.
We're almost at that 100 lap mark. Almost 100 laps to go. Speaking of catching the wall, Braxton DeWeese catches the wall there.
Yeah, I think now we're seeing Colby start to drop back through the field. Those older tires starting to come up and get him. As here, DeWeese and Duncan are kind of trapped behind him with Ball running the low line. They're all stacking up.
You know, and so if you're Nathan Finnegan, and here's what I think. So as the leader of this race, you can almost slow that pace down to where you're comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, if Brian Smith wasn't in your mirror, maybe. It's a balancing act here because, you know, with so many cautions, we've seen cars pit most of those cautions. You got to start to wonder who has tires left for that next caution. And if you don't have them, then it's really important to be pacing yourself and saving the tires you do have left.
Yeah, Nathan Finnegan, Brian Smith is your top two. Travis Gilbert continues to run third. And
all on pit road.
Ooh, what's he coming down for? I don't know if that's scheduled or not.
Sure looks like he's in there longer than you'd want to be. And picking up some damage here. A couple laps ago. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'll send you the replay right now. So in that mess of drivers that we were watching just a few laps ago.
Oh. Yeah, that'll cause you to get damage.
Yeah, that was a rub. It looked like they were coming up on a lap car maybe, and the lap car was way up, hugging the wall. But Colby was not. And if you judging by the car in front, it looked like Adam could move up. But he kind of got into the nose there. Again, everybody trying to get around. When there's a slower car in front of you, you kind of have to force yourself to get aggressive and take chances, and that one not working out for Ball.
Definitely on the losing end of that one. As Jacob Smith will be the winner of the race to the beer stand. One name we haven't seen in here tonight, and that is John Ross. And a number 44 car after last week. Don't know what happened to John, but he took a gamble last week at Darlington and didn't pay off. We're 3 wide, and they're going to go bouncing off each other like a ping pong back there.
Yeah, this is the part of the race, right? We're almost 200 laps in with 100 to go. Whatever patience you had, whatever kind of pre-race meal you had, those are all wearing off. You're getting angry, you're getting frustrated, you're getting hungry. And if you're in the back, you're kind of like counting the laps down, thinking, how can I get out of here? But if you're at the front, you're just trying to figure out how to get through these lap cars a little bit faster.
Definitely 195 laps in the book here as we are. Well, we got a pretty good little green flag run going here. No one ever thought that this would be a long green flag run. It's been a little bit since our last caution.
Yeah, about 42 laps. Finnegan enjoying some clean air at the front. Really starting to pull away from second and third.
Travis Gilbert and Brian Smith battling it out pretty hard here. Travis Gilbert looking underneath Brian Smith. Thanks, Pedro. 101 left to go. Chris DeWeese checking in, saying 3 Dips Ice Cream is their Monday spot. Makes sense. Nathan Finnegan's got 99 problems in a lap, and Brian Smith isn't one.
Not right now, anyway.
I've been waiting all night to do that. Cody Eldred blinking out maybe for a minute.
And Brian Smith coming over the radio saying he wouldn't mind another caution to catch up to Finnegan here.
Be careful what you wish for, Brian, because you just might get it.
And that's what I was going to say. Usually when you're asking for a caution, it turns out to happen to you.
He wants the caution. He doesn't want to be the caution. Nathan Finnegan going around. Well, he's bringing the 72 car with him.
Yeah, and this is going to get complicated. The 72 is a couple laps down, but he's got fresh tires, and if he can get his lap back, he's going to want to take it. That can be dangerous for our leader.
No, girlfriend's paths were complicated. This is easy.
Yeah, that was a veteran move by the 6 car. He told the 72, go ahead and take it. I'm not going to fight you.
No. Zach Lockett there, mired back in that 6th position. Just knocking on the outside of the top 5. Charles Woods having a good run, solidly in the top 10. That Crown Royal number 98. Shane, are you a Crown Royal kind of guy?
I'm an everything kind of guy, so yes. Whatever you got in the cabinet, I'll help you get rid of it.
I don't know if you know the story, but I have a Kenny Yingling light sitting on my desk, and I oh wow, interrupt the story there. Come on, guys, if I tell a story, it's story time.
All 4 of these cars right on top of each other, all of them fighting to not lose another lap to the leader, whether it's their first or their second or more.
So myself and Dave Regal had a bet last summer. We made it to 4,000 subscribers. I would drink a Yingling on air, which I did, and he would have to participate in the race that we were calling, and he would have to drink a Budweiser.
This sounds like a win-win bet to me.
On whose part? My part or Dave's part?
On everyone's. Hey, we're all getting to enjoy a cold beverage.
Well,
Sounds like a good time.
so I'm the only thing that from St. Louis that Dave can tolerate. Nathan Finnegan going underneath that. Looks like a 24 car, Brock Hersey. That's exactly who it is. Patrick Colby underneath him also.
As our leader puts the 81 car, Evan Patinko, a lap down. That leaves just 11 cars on the lead lap.
Run, Cody, run. That's all I got. That's all I got to say.
He's not going to be able to.
I think Nathan Finnegan's gonna get him a 2-for-1 special. There's one, and there's
Ooh.
two.
A little bit of smoke. Somebody locking up the tires, getting on the pit road. Or maybe
Yeah.
worse, there's the yellow.
We have yellow.
Sean Purcell may be involved.
Robert Bloom.
Oh.
He's gonna need some Lowe's home improvement after that one.
Yeah. Ooh.
Here we are under caution for the 11th on the night, lap 220. Makes it 221.
And now, only 9 cars on the lead lap. As Charles Woods gets his lap back, that'll make 10. And just 3 cars, 1 lap down. That's Cody Eldred, Evan Patinko, and the 10 car of Tuck. They are going to be fighting for that lucky dog when we get going again. Oh, I'm sorry, our timing updating also. Brock Hersey and Charles Widener. 1 lap down, fighting for that lucky dog.
That's going to be the next race I want to watch too. So now you got wholesale pit stops. Lap 221. Patrick Colby staying out. Brad Delph staying out. Cody Neal. Anthony Tiseo. Nathan Finnegan
Last
coming
couple
up
of
the
weeks.
road.
I was going to say, last couple of weeks, it seems like a 2-tire stop has won the race more often than not. Nobody really messing with that here at Bristol. I think you see how much tire fall off there is and how much more you need to complete a pass. Nobody really willing to gamble on 2 tires.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as we bring you the stars in the cars. The cars and stars of the HDL Cup Series. Catch myself and Shane Lake on the call for that one. As right now we're looking at the weather here in Bristol, Tennessee. It's 95 degrees out is the track temperature. Partly cloudy sky right now. 79 degrees. Right now you couldn't draw that weather up better. Now Bristol's one of those towns where it spans over 2 states. Virginia and Tennessee. So depending on what side of Bristol you are, you're going to be a Tennessean or a Virginian. But nonetheless, as we come through the Geico Restart Zone, Nathan Finnegan, Travis Gilbert on the button. We're back to Green Flag Racing on lap 224. And Shane entered the picture, Braxton DeWeese.
I was going to say, it's pretty much the same names we've been staring at in the top 5 all night. Finnegan, Gilbert, DeWeese, Smith, and Duncan. A lot of smoke there. Well, lap car maybe getting sideways, saving it.
Well, here's
16
Michael
to Jennings. Ooh. Just got loose on his own. Boy, did he get lucky missing that pit wall. Able to keep it going, keep it green.
Yeah, Adam Ball now 33 laps down. And send Travis Gilbert to the lead. This is the first time in 2 stages that Nathan Finnegan has not led a lap. Drive around a Cover Street, Rhode Island.
Yeah, really hugging that bottom line. No wall riding for DeWeese. And like I said, I think if you can pull that bottom line off and keep yourself up to speed, you can save some tire down there.
Oh, most definitely. As the the guy laying on the concrete gets to work out. And unfortunately, shame we don't pay workman's comp here at SRM. So. He's at his own risk.
Gilbert still out there. Now 0.6 of a second ahead of Brian Smith.
Travis Gilbert taking that to track number 22. Ooh, catches a little bit of the wall. The Rocket, Zach Lockett, working his way back to the top 5 spot. Trying to run down that 13 car of Jonathan Duncan. Braxton Deweese having some connection issues, it looks like. You know, it's amazing, Shane, that there's only 10 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, and they are fighting hard to stay on there. Riding along with Charles Woods in the 98, 10th place. He's already about a half lap back from the leaders. So we need to keep that pace up and get around some lap cars if you can. Every car between you and the leader is another couple laps before you get caught a lap down. Now we're riding along with the 78 of Brian Smith. Watching Travis Gilbert out of his windshield. Almost a good chunk of these leaders now using that low line. They all seem to have migrated down there after the high line was dominant early in this race.
This is a fun little camera right here. Well, here's the eyeball test. Travis Gilbert over 1 second ahead of Brian Smith.
I just have a feeling that some of these guys are saving tires as now we're late in the race. We are starting to get some green flag runs.
I don't think that they planned on it coming like this though. Oh! Brad Delph hard into the wall.
Still moving, no caution.
We have 53 to go.
And meanwhile, Gilbert has set the fastest lap of the race here on this run.
We're going to go back and see how Brian Smith took the lead from Travis Gilbert.
He dropped all the way to third.
Oh, Travis Gilbert checked up for Brad Delph.
Sure looked awkward there. Oh, you know what? I think they actually had some contact. That's what caused Delph to go around. Or maybe there's even more to that story. Let's see. The 72 and the 10 make some contact. And that leads to contact between the 72 and And their leader.
Go. Travis Gilbert and oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a bit of smoke in front of all of these drivers. Maybe someone else got loose first, and that's what caused Delph to check up. Meanwhile, back at the front.
He almost said back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch, the front, wherever you want to go, Smith and Finnegan are throwing down.
Run, Cody Neal, run. Because here's the leaders on you. Number of drivers calling it a night. Jacob Smith went into race in the beard stand. Cal Purcell putting it on the hauler. He's at his 1 meter peg. Ethan Van Colley has put it on the, has had his 1 meter pegged out. Kyle Diaz has definitely had his 1 meter pegged out.
Ooh, Smith. A little squirrely. Finnegan gonna look underneath. They're side by side with 41 to go.
Oh, they're racing hard.
Gilbert's still right there behind them, too. Not sure how much damage he picked up on the nose.
I mean, he's there. He's within a half a second.
Yeah, he's matching Finnegan's lap time that last time around.
Travis Gilbert says not so fast. Kay McDonald's not in the field tonight. Travis Gilbert is. And he is there.
As they all three catch the 95 at kind of an awkward moment. They all get by. This is bringing DeWeese back into the picture too. Our top four are compressing back together.
Chris Louise cheering on that number 8 car, wishing him to run them down. Yeah, I think Chris Louise would be like the signal guy in dirt racing.
They're still side by side.
Oh, and he gets right there to the bumper, Travis Gilbert. Oh. Here comes Braxton Louise looking on the inside of Travis Gilbert, trying not to slide up.
And once again, we're back to that high line playing defense. It's working for Smith and it's working for Gilbert. As Woods goes a lap down there, he'd been fighting all night to stay on the lead lap. Still having a good run.
We are nearing the end of this one. Braxton DeWeese, Travis Gilbert side by side. Here comes Braxton DeWeese. to the inside of Gilbert. They're neck and neck doing it. Drag racing just like John Ford.
I think there might have been some contact with a lap car there that gave Finnegan the lead. Smith not happy on the radio.
Let's see what happens here. Ooh! I mean, that's just good hard racing there.
I think it might actually be here with the 24. I don't know. I'm not sure what he was upset about. Just kind of caught that lapper at the wrong time.
We come back to this battle here. There's other ones, and Nathan Finnegan out to a second lead. We're going to stick with this battle just a little bit longer here. Let's see how it moves. John McNeil catching the wall there. Laps to go. Next time, but this time by.
I mean, these two have just been glued together for the last 20 laps.
Well, I can tell you this right now. You're Brian Smith or Travis Gilbert, or even Braxton DeWeese, you're hoping for a caution because the sand of the hourglass is starting to run out.
That's for sure. Just 15 seconds a lap. And only 19 to go. This is going to go fast. Deweese just kissing the wall. No problem.
Oh, and he's gonna kiss.
Or sorry, Gilbert.
I had to say Braxton DeWeese is gonna kiss the back end of Gilbert's car. He's gonna look low once again. Oh.
Just give him a little good morning. Good afternoon.
Letting him know he's there. 16 laps to go here in this one.
I mean, when you're driving this close behind someone, you can only stare at their bumper for so long before you just gotta hit it a little bit.
Adam Ball off pit road making laps. Still out there getting some points.
These top four pretty much matching lap times, even all the way back to sixth place. They really aren't differentiating too much speed-wise.
Well, now the other thing that Brian Smith and Travis Gilbert can hope for is Nathan Finnegan getting into some lap traffic.
Yeah, well, seems like everyone's being pretty polite to him at this stage of the race. I'm not sure anyone's going to slow him down or fight too hard for that lap.
Here comes Travis Gilbert working to the inside of Brian Smith. And he's going to get that second spot pretty handily. No.
Not so fast. 78. Watching the leader drive away from him. Not willing to give up second just yet. 15 car must have some fresh tires. He is flying.
Oh, we're almost 3 wide.
Woo.
9 laps to go. Make it 8 laps to go. Travis Gilbert making the move to the inside of Brian Smith. He does not want to settle for being the bottom of the podium.
There's a 72 joins this mix with some fresher tires. A few laps down.
Oh, this is not going to be good.
I mean, this is a minefield of lap cars at this point.
Nathan Finnegan done checked out. Travis Gilbert's got to put the bumper to him. 5 flanges, 5 laps to go. 5 flanges in the air.
Woo.
We get 4 to go.
72, he keeps sticking his nose in there too.
Oh. Three laps to go.
Yeah, I think if I'm Travis Gilbert here, I'm looking over at the 72 and saying, hey man, give me a break. I'm trying to get second place.
And we are on the final lap. Nathan Finnegan finds himself slicing and dicing through some pace car, or through some lap cars. Not pace cars. He is a pace car. Off of turn number 4. Nathan Finnegan will win the Bristol 300. Brian Smith finishing second. Travis Gilbert rounding out your podium. Braxton DeWeese brings it home 4th. And Jonathan Duncan will round out your top 5.
Finnegan ended up leading 102 laps out of the 300 tonight.
That is insane.
72 making a little contact with Gilbert there coming to pit road. He might not be happy with him from that contact earlier, although it didn't look like, you know, that was really anybody's fault other than just kind of a slow car getting caught by a faster car on the lead lap without expecting them to slow down. Didn't see any bad feelings from my point of view there, but after the race, maybe that's why the 72 was racing those leaders so hard.
That's very true.
As we stare down from the blimp, some of these trucks are not parked very well. Just want to point that out. The real life shots of all the trucks packed in here in the infield are really impressive.
I mean, that takes some talent to park those trucks in there like they do. Meanwhile, as we await the arrival of Travis Gilbert to the waiting room. Shane, I'll let you go ahead and talk to Brian Smith.
Brian, this is Shane and Alan in the booth. How you doing?
Oh, doing all right. It was an interesting race, but yeah, doing okay.
It really was. I mean, kind of a hodgepodge of long green flag runs here and there, and then caution after caution once they started happening. We could hear you on the radio a little dejected there towards the end as Finnegan was pulling away. Tell us what happened and what maybe you could have done different.
I just didn't anticipate this would go green the last 70, 80 laps, whatever it was. Everyone decided they wanted to stop wrecking and kept it green. So that is Not what I anticipated. I wanted to make sure I got around the 6 to start that run because I felt like if there was going to be a restart, did not want to be third. So I used up quite a bit of tire doing that. And yeah, just didn't do a great job saving them at that last run. And really what my frustration goes back to is people staying out at whatever that restart was. That might have been the end of the final stage or the start of one of those stage 2 yellows. Just no business staying out when they do it, and they go laps down. And that was really my frustration tonight because that cost me so much track position, burned up a whole set of tires, and yeah, that was my frustration. But overall, it was a fun night. Finnegan was super fast. Travis was fast. And it was fun out there. The car was really, really tight, and it was just managing that right front, which I struggle with on short tracks. I struggled with it at Darlington, and I think Finnegan's got my number when it comes to that. So, yeah, just it was a fun night overall, and good clean racing, which was surprising.
Yeah, I agree. I think especially with the people running in the top 10, really hard racing, but still pretty clean. Some of the best racing all night was there in the final laps as you were fighting to hold off the 22. How were you able to do that? He was right on your bumper for what seemed like 50 laps.
Yeah, he again did a better job saving tire than me on that last run. But this is the next gen at a short track. You just park it up top and you can't do anything. So I feel for Travis. You had the speed at the end of this race, but that was my plan, hoping I could keep Finnegan behind me, and obviously it didn't work out. But it just goes to show that just because you're faster than someone in this car at this track, it doesn't mean you can get by them. It's super frustrating. It's really not enjoyable racing, and I say that as the person that came on the better end of that battle with Travis. But yeah, I wish the setup was a little looser. I don't know what else could be done to this car, but yeah, that pretty much summarizes that battle for second at the end there.
Well, yeah, always a challenge when you run up front for so many laps. You led 98 of them tonight. Very impressive. Congratulations on second place. And if you're not a fan of the short track racing, well, next week you're headed out west to Auto Club Speedway in California. Should be a nice big track for you there.
Yeah, I love Auto Club. Won the race there last year, so feeling pretty good about that.
All right. Well, we wish you luck. Hope you have a good week, and we'll see you then. You got any thanks and shout outs you want to send out?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and thanks, Waylon, for making this paint. This is the second week in a row I ran it. I was hoping to get it in victory lane at some point, so we'll have to keep with the throwback until I get a win. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Thanks, guys.
And that was the second place driver of the number 78 car. Next up in the booth is our third place finisher, Travis. It's been a long time since I've gotten to talk to you in the broadcast booth. How is it going?
Oh, man, I'd like to say I was having a good day. I was having a good day until, 55 to go with them 2 lap cars. I mean, I guess I'm glad to finish third, but when you're the leader and you don't get passed for the lead because of lap cars, I don't know. How would you be feeling?
A little dejected, but nonetheless, good showing for you in that number 22, vet2track.org for Dark Horse Mustang. And Travis, here we are. Bristol's all about survival. With the lap car, what would you have done differently to get around those lap cars and maybe set yourself up to finish 2 spots better?
Coming with 55 to go with the lead, I don't know what the lead was, like 1+ seconds. I don't know what the car was that got into the 72, but the 72 was on the outside, and usually when someone gets knocked sideways, they go flying up the racetrack. So, however, he was going slow enough that he turned back down, and I mean, I had nowhere to go. So then I lost the lead to Nathan and Brian, and then being in dirty air to them when they're running the same speed, it's like racing F1. You're just gonna burn up your brakes, burn up your right front, and then at the end, the same lap car that got knocked out of the way and that cost me the lead doesn't let me and Brian run for second place. So it's like, yeah, 72. I don't know what you're thinking, man. It's called a little racing etiquette, dude. Know the situation, man. I mean. Gosh, I mean, because Alan, you've been watching me for a long time. If I'm off the pace, I'm not going to run the leaders with intend to go for nothing. Like, you have to be smart and gain some respect of your competitors. And right now, the 72 is on my crap list.
Yeah, and, here I feel like here in the coming weeks, coming a lot of your bread and butter tracks, Auto Club next week, and so on and so forth. And I feel like that we're not. This isn't the last of that 22 car that we're gonna see up there at the top of the field. But before we get you out of here, is there anybody you want to thank to help get you here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, after Darlington 2, I guess I'll take a third. Was leading that one with 18 to go, caution, and then wrecked out of that one. So I guess I'd like to thank my Racing for Freedom team, Ray Lane, Tate McDonald, Kyle Diaz, all them guys, Devin Hudgens, Brandon Richardson, Chris Roth, Robert Roth, oh yeah, John Fike. All them guys are over helping us. We're a race team that goes to other leagues. We're not just one league focused. So have a lot of different guys. Appreciate all of them. It's always a pleasure to come race. It's a little frustrating to have one of the better cars to come home third when you feel like you had a chance to win. All you just needed to do is maintain clean air, because once you get clean air, that's everything. I mean, when you're running the same speed in these cars, they don't got a whole lot of horsepower, so it's not like you're going to burn up the right rear. You're going to burn up the right front at this track. So just appreciate them guys. Appreciate you guys over here at Sim Racing Media. My mom, Louise, my nephews, Tristan Branson, Lucas, my niece, Amelia. My daughter had a birthday, so happy birthday to her. Shout out to my son. He's putting in work for his sports and everything. So, and then last but not least, but my friends Terry and Tweet, and then vettotrack.org. You always do a good job talking about them. Go visit vettotrack.org to go check out what you can do for your veterans in your community. They're traveling the Moto America racing circuit. So if you like motorcycles and you love your veterans and you love your country, go check out that website, www.vettotrack.org, and go support a veteran. And appreciate you guys. And it's a little frustrating to have, I feel like, one of the best cars for the last 2 weeks and not come up with wins, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll see you next Sunday night at Auto Club, and once again, congratulations on the third place finish, and hopefully we get to see you finish 2 spots better.
Appreciate you, Alan. Thank you for your time and always, giving us shout outs and stuff like that, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for always having a friendly attitude and wanting to interview me. I appreciate it.
You're absolutely welcome. See you next week, buddy.
All right, later, buddy.
And that is the voice of Travis Gilbert, your third place finisher. Shane, last but certainly not least, the winner of the race here, Nathan Finnegan.
Hey, Nathan, this is Shane and Alan in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure I've heard a second and third place more depressed, more dejected, having the lead kind of taken out of their hands here as this race went on. So I'm hoping you're in a good mood.
Yeah, I mean, we came out here trying to go for the hat trick, and we got it done. We got the three-peat. Feels good to kind of take the sword home with us, if you will. Big shout out to everybody on the CCR ECR crew. This thing just was able to wrap the bottom so well tonight, and I think that was the big takeaway for me throughout this race, was like just being able to get a long run, and that kind of played right into our strength right at the end there, staying green as long as it did. And I just, big shout out to Travis and Brian. They had really, really good short run pace. They were able to fire off super well, and I just kind of lacked that a little bit, but able to bide our time and pick our moves and pick our spots, and it worked out in the end. So
yeah, this was a really exciting race to watch from the booth. A lot of different pit and tire strategies. Early on, it almost seemed like, hey, if you take tires every time, you're going to run out. I know there was one time that you and the 78 took tires and started pretty much in the back of the field, but you guys shot right up through there. How were you able to do that so quickly?
yeah, that was that was fun battling with Brian through the field there, and I think that was in stage 2, the start of stage 2, and it was tricky slicing and dicing through some cars that were on older tires, and again, just kind of being patient, picking our spots, waiting for the holes to open up where we could make it work. And yeah, I think honestly, I'm happy with the strategy call on stage 1 to take tires when we did, when a lot of guys stayed out, and that ended up helping us secure that stage win in stage one for the playoff point. And thankfully, we got the long runs we needed at the end, so we didn't get burned, and we still had a set lane, so that worked out well.
Yeah, by the end of the race, I believe there were only 9 cars on the lead lap, so lap traffic was a big part of this race. How were you able to kind of get through there without making any enemies or rivals for next week?
Yeah, I think really conserving the right front here really pays dividends after about 20, 25 laps or so. And when you saw a lot of the lap traffic starting to run the center and the high lines, because it makes it really, the car just gets so tight. And then with our patience, we were able to still hook the bottom well and get good drive off. So we were able to make those passes down there where a lot of lap traffic was more than happy to give us that line. So we didn't waste any time getting through the field when we needed to.
Of course. Well, in the end, you led over 100 laps here in the Bristol 300 and took home the victory. Congratulations on that. You got any shout outs and thank yous you need to send?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, guys, and big shout out to the CCR Eastside crew, my wife for tuning in, my parents for tuning in. You guys put on this awesome broadcast for us each and every week. Big shout out to Waylon Turner. He's our we have a nickname for him in the league called the Paint God. He does most of our schemes. He did the Rick number 6 Camaro, and been meaning to give him, or Chevrolet, excuse me, been meaning to give him a shout out these past couple weeks because not only has the 6 looked good, but it's been fast on track too. So
Awesome. And then I did want to give you a chance to talk about, I know you're organizing a charity race this coming Saturday. SRM will not be covering it, but it is going to be broadcast if I remember right. Want to give you a chance to maybe talk about that a little bit.
yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. We're going to be putting on a charity race on Saturday the 19th. Going to be 8 o'clock Eastern. That we're going to be taking the green flag. It's going to be ARCA, the new ARCA car. Getting some rave reviews from a lot of the iRacing community. A lot of people are excited about it. So, striking on that and running at Kentucky nonetheless. We had, unfortunately, one of our league mates really suffered a tremendous loss with the flooding that's been happening in Kentucky the past week or two. So, wanted to organize something to put together a race where we could hopefully raise some money to provide to him and his family during this difficult time. So, it's a $20 buy-in for every driver. We got 43 spots in the field. We got close to 10 people signed up so far. Going to continue doing some marketing this week. It's going to be broadcasted on Pit Stop TV. And we're going to be able to take donations during the race as well. The top 3 spots pay out $50 to the winner, then $30, and then $20 to third. So really, really hoping to get a good field there so we can really raise some funds for him and his family. He's a well-respected guy across the league. A lot of drivers like racing with him. So I felt like it was the least we could do given the circumstances. So if people are interested in running in that race, I'd be more than happy to give people more details and get people registered. So, whether it be on Facebook, I posted it in a lot of groups, as well as in our Discord here and across different league servers. So, please get in contact with me. And again, no donations too small, so we really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. Always love seeing the community that gets built in iRacing and especially in leagues like Icon. Congratulations again on the win, and we will see you next Sunday. We'll be happy to hear how this charity race went for you on Saturday.
Yeah, appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much.
Did we lose Alan? There he is.
No, we're good. All right. Well, with that being said, that concludes our interviews portion of the broadcast here. And Shane, before we get out of here and head to Auto Club, we got just one more final housekeeping thing left to do, and that is to go over these final results here. Nathan Finnegan gonna park it in victory lane. Brian Smith will finish second. Travis Gilbert will round out your podium. Braxton DeWeese will finish fourth. Jonathan Duncan will finish fifth. The Rocket, Zach Lockett, will finish sixth. Scott Patton will finish seventh. Finishing eighth will be Charles Van Schack. Kevin Gunther will finish 9th. Charles Woods will finish 10th. Evan Patinko will park at P11. P12 will go to Cody Eldred. Brock Hersey will finish 13th. Steve Tuck will finish 14th. 15th going to Sean Purcell. Patrick Colby will finish 16th. 17th to go to Cody Neal. Brad Delph will finish 18th. Looking a little deeper in the field. 19th to go to Charlie Widener. Michael Jennings will finish 20th. 21st will go to John McNeil. Anthony Teseo will finish 22nd. Jeff Dillon will finish 23rd. Kendall Leveron will finish 24th. Adam Ball will finish 25th. Kevin Bloom will finish 26th. Bentley Glazer 27th. 28th going to Nathan Brakowski. 29th will go to Michael Taylor. Waylon Turner will finish 30th. Chris Camburn will finish 31st. Kyle Diaz 32nd. Ethan Van Cully will finish 33rd. 34th going to Kyle Purcell. And winning the race to the beer stand tonight will be Jacob Smith. Ray Lane not taking the green flag here tonight. Shane, any final thoughts before we get out of here and head to Auto Club next week?
Yeah, I mean, this was surely a Bristol race. Very little cars left on the lead lap. I actually think there was nobody one lap down even. Just beating and banging, a lot of kind of broken spirits almost in the interviews. So hopefully everybody has some time to recover and get excited and ready for Auto Club next week.
And for everybody here at SRM, myself and Shane Cochran, as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.